Alright, I told you guys I would come back for a little bit. Here we are. Uh-oh. There we go. Sorry, my audio was not working. There we go. Much better. I told you I would come back on in a little bit. I'm gonna give about another half hour and just walk around, show you guys another round. I stopped, got something to drink, recharged my phone a little bit. Beautiful afternoon here at Union Station, Washington, D.C. For those of you who have seen some of this over the last few days, there's much less of a guard presence here at the building, so it's a little quieter. But we are hitting what do you call it? Hitting that golden hour light, and it is really pretty. So I'm gonna get that nice afternoon light. We have some of our protesters over here, hanging out doing their thing. We have this is interesting. I don't know what's happening over here. It seems to be some sort of a meeting of the police. Brian, I got a message that said you wanted me to go to join live. Oh, if I did, I apologize. I just hit it with a button. I must have hit it with my thumb. I don't actually have the ability to do a combined live because I'm not wearing anything on my ears, so I can't hear what's going on. I'm wearing a microphone, so I can talk. I tried it the other day with the AirPods, and you guys couldn't hear anything but me. So today I'm just wearing a microphone so you can hear some of the ambient noise. Now something has changed, you guys. Something is happening, and I don't know what it is. Something is happening. Why don't you guys tap the screen? I don't know what's going on here. Something is happening. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 police cars just pulled up. There's a group of police people over here. I don't know what's going on, but something has changed. So we're gonna hang out and find out what it is. So. For those of you who were with me earlier, every time I've been out here, it has been a very, very different presence. The first time I came out, we had big military trucks here and big groups of people in fatigues. Second time I came, the trucks were gone. Actually, maybe the first two times. I came here back, the trucks were gone, and there were little groups of military walking everywhere. And I came back again, and military's kind of nowhere to be seen. And I came back again, and all of a sudden, just this evening, all of a sudden there's this, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 police cars are here. And I see this group of these 4 guys in uniform standing over there, talking to each other. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. But that was not here when I went inside. And they're pulling up faster than I can count. Every time I turn around, I look back and there's another one. They are Washington, D.C. police. They are not federal police, but at this point, I believe the Washington, D.C. police are taking all of their orders through the mayor from the head of the DEA. So I don't know what's happening, but something's happening. So we're going to walk over here for a minute. No, nothing's a problem. I just, all of a sudden, 9 or so police cars just pulled up. Just unusual, considering that it's been sort of dead all day. I'm not really sure why. Oh, I don't know. I wonder if I can figure out what this is. Okay, no, it's just a little... Now that lovely horn was just somebody in front of a train station, acting like people do in front of a station when they're late for their train, or late to pick up grandma or something, which is pretty funny. I love that, no matter what's going on, you're still like in the middle of the city. You might be right. Maybe it's just the shift change or something. Maybe it's just, but it's just weird. I've just never, why did they all just park here in the middle of the thing? It's kind of strange. Anyway, it may be absolutely nothing. I will admit, I'm a little bit more, watching out for things. Here we are, there's the Capitol. And the Christopher Columbus statue. I'm technically standing in the middle of Columbus Circle, which is the name of this traffic circle. Even though it doesn't really look like a traffic circle, it is technically a circle in front of the station. I don't know what the stage is for, and I've kind of been wondering that myself. I was sort of wondering whether that had something to do with what was going on. I think, by the way, one thing you're seeing is the big groups of people are just getting out of work at the Capitol building and are heading to their trains. So that's why all of a sudden there's just groups of people coming. That's nothing unusual. And the big group of police cars might be nothing unusual. Somebody did just point out that it might be time for a shift change. So it might be absolutely nothing. It's funny because, when you're looking for something, you see things, whether or not it is or not. Someone asked me to add captions to my videos. They are automatically set to have captions, but it usually takes, because they're big videos and they're long, it usually takes the app a little while to process them. And I've heard from somebody that sometimes they never process, but when I look at them, the captions are there. So I don't know what the deal is there. So, like I said, we don't know. We don't know until we know. I'm just observing things. The veterans are all still here. Here we go. There's Jolly and everybody say hi, Jolly. And there's the other. These are all the veterans here. And the veteran tents. Zeke, so you're not the only person who's ever complained about that, and I can and I could add the captions myself beforehand and then turn off the automatic captions. The problem is that they take up a lot of real estate on the screen, and with TikTok in particular, not so bad with like other apps, it's a really small screen. Considering how much, it's got so many little buttons and stuff that already take up part of the screen, you have very little room to put anything. So it's really hard to kind of cram the things in there and still be able to have my graphics and all that stuff in there too. So I just use their captions because they're smaller, and you can technically turn them off if they're in their way. So that's what's going on. Let's see here. We do believe that it sounds like there are more vets coming, and they're staying here 24 hours a day. Jolly's walking over to see these guys. You guys know Jolly. People seem to know him pretty well. Oh, that was close. Oh, God. That guy is really asking for trouble. And not really looking at where he's driving. That's an expensive car to be... Okay. Anyway. Should say be wave and be nice to the guard? Who am I waving? Who should I wave to? Is there? Do you mean the traffic enforcement guy? This is Washington Union Station, Washington D.C. We're out front of Washington Station, or of Washington Union Station, Washington D.C. I'm gonna go back over here and just check up on. Oh, there's one more police officer, so that makes 10. The other weird thing is that none of them are getting out of their cars, or they are, and they're going somewhere else, and I just don't see them. Oh, okay, so I'm not the only one who's noticed them. So these guys are. The protesters are asking what's happening, why the police are lining up here. No, Jolly is in a blue shirt. There's Jolly. Everybody wave to Jolly. Jolly says hi. Jolly's been like the high point of my lives lately. Everybody's seen it. Oh my gosh, it's Jolly! That and Michael Fanon was pretty cool earlier. So I have to walk over here. So we were at Washington Union Station. There's the Capitol building right there. Right there is the veterans protest. And I'm not seeing, I've said this a couple of times, but for people who haven't been around here the whole time, more police officers don't know what's going on. There's another one, and there's another one. I don't know if these guys, but they might just be driving past. But not seeing the Guard, the National Guard. So, not really sure what's going on with that. I don't know if anybody's in here. Somebody went and bought one of my morning report mugs at brianodc.com, which I really, really appreciate. Thank you very much. Helping me keep doing this stuff. Got some shirts in there too, brianodc.com. It's my attempt to be able to keep doing this. Ooh, okay. Big blue sky. That's a little bit more of a dark sky. Somebody wants to join me, but again, I can't hear, so I can't do that. So we're not going to allow that. That's a silly thing to say. So you can go away. Although I've got to get away from the guy who keeps swearing because it's going to get me in trouble on the. I want you guys to hear what's going on. Don't get me wrong, but I also don't want to get anger the algorithm. Would you guys mind tapping the screen a couple of times, just to get our numbers up? So, all right. Well, still don't know what's going on with all these cars. If I'm not mistaken, there might be one or two less than there were when I first looked. I don't know. But nothing seems to be happening. The same four officers are still standing over there talking. It might be just nothing at all. It might be just nothing at all. It it could just be, you know, change of the shift. All right, here we are. There's back at the front of Union Station. Here we go. Thank you for hitting like, guys. I appreciate it. And thank you for, somebody bought me roses, so thank you for that too. I saw that. It's a little hard to see the screen, just because I'm right in the sun. We have this. This has been interesting. I've seen this a couple of times. So there seem to be multiple groups here. And I saw these guys earlier. They're some sort of a Marine unit in these blue shirts. I'm not sure what they are. So let's see. So there's. But still not seeing the actual National Guard anymore. Just occasionally today, I've seen, you know, one or two around, but not the big groups that were walking around before. Oh, was somebody being a jerk? I'm at Union Station. This is we're right by the Capitol building. Oh, I was gonna put you into context, but I'm a little bit far. Let's walk over here and I'll be able to show you. Trees in the way. Right there. There we go. There's Capitol building right there. We walked over there the other day on live because it was quiet. And right here at Union Station. We got these guys protesting right here. And we've got our other group protesters over here. We'll go walk around in there for a minute and just go take a look. See how they're doing over here. I didn't really spend too much time in there earlier with them because I'm trying to move around. Oh, thank you very much. Just walked down the stairs without falling. How about that? Yeah, so these guys are, this is a group of veterans who are going to be staying here 24 hours a day until this is over. And then,
hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Good, I talked to you the other day, right? Anyway.
Maybe. Like, come on, I'm not doing anything.
Oh, okay, well, I'm live.
Okay.
I didn't want to.
No, you're not bothering me, though.
I'll talk to you in a minute. I'm just going to do this I'm doing this for, yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't say that.
I think that's the guy who got arrested yesterday. And who was off, but I don't want to ask him. I felt like that'd be rude. I will tell them thank you. Thank you from Mary Kate. I'm just passing on messages. So this is over in this area. And do we figure out why they're here? Was that weird?
Yeah, kind of, right?
Yeah, okay.
It's like, seems like cigar aren't here really
Spare.
on the inside. So
Okay.
now there's tons of them. You know,
Yeah.
and there's FD, right? So there's the ones that he's trying to run right now, right?
Yeah. I was just checking. I was like, it seemed odd. Just checking. Making sure. I'm live. I'll come back. Yeah.
No, I'm
All right, so we're gonna go. So these guys, this is the veterans tents. Sorry, but they did confirm that wasn't the normal. Okay, no, we're not gonna do that. No, that's how you get blocked, buddy. Don't say stupid things. So the deal is that they're not allowed to sleep here. That is the rule. So they have to, come in. They have to, they have different people coming in who are coming in and leaving. They're doing it in shifts, and then they're sleeping off-site. But they are keeping someone here 24 hours a day, and that's the rule. So this is the veterans protest against the presence of the National Guard and military here in Washington, D.C. on the lawn of Union Station. That is Washington Union Station right there. And over there, well, can I still, nope, can't see it anymore. I'm going to show you guys the Capitol, but it's close. It's like 2 blocks away. Yes. And so these guys have all been out here for a couple of days now, or a few days. And like I said, usually there's much less of a presence of the military out here, or of the National Guard here. So don't know what that is, but there is all of a sudden this presence. There we go. Okay, so now all of these officers are here, and that meeting of those 4 police officers has moved over here. So I don't know what's going on. The National Guard was right there when I first got here. Not first got here, but when I first came down to see them a week or so ago, they had a bunch of Humvees that were set up out here. And by the way, I've been posting, I think, all of my lives that I've done out here, so you can go on YouTube and see them if you want. They're long, but you can at least go see what it looked like on that day. So there were about 5 Humvees out here, and there was kind of these bigger groups of military people sitting here doing their thing. And the people with the tents are here as a protest. And then the other day I came back and the big trucks were gone. And apparently the word is that there was a traffic accident between one of those Humvees or Hummers and a regular car on the road. And it was really, really bad. Because those things weigh like 8 tons and it hit like a normal car. And so the optics were really bad, and they were like, yeah, we need to get these things. These aren't good optics. So they moved them out and just had the people here. But then I came back today, no people. So I've seen a few. Not that there are none. When I first walked up, there was a big group of maybe 8 of them just kind of doing a walk around the circle. And then I never saw a group that big again. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 here and there, but very rarely throughout the day. So that's what's going on. As for the protest, that's what's going on here. 24 hours a day, they're doing this sit-in protest where they're not allowed to sleep here, but they're having someone here 24 hours a day until the military presence ends. But to be clear, there is not a big military presence here right now. Yes, U.S. Angry Veteran has been here too. Yeah, he was out here the other day. That was Jolly in blue over there. I don't know where he went, but he was just standing right there. He is not here right now because he was here, I think, overnight. But okay, let's see then. The guard was picking up garbage off the ground. I mean, is that legal? Yes, absolutely. I mean, if there had been the part about them picking up garbage off the ground, let's say that. If there had been a hurricane and the National Guard were sent in to help clean up, and they were out cleaning up garbage that had been brought in by the hurricane, that would be fine. So I don't think specifically picking up garbage would be an illegal thing to ask them to do. So just FYI. How much are they getting paid? That I do not know. That I do not know. So I've heard the name, the knitting name a couple of times, and I don't know who it is, to be honest. So I don't know who it is. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know nearly as many people as I probably should. I was just coming down here to. I feel like you guys should have some open access to this situation, and so I'm here providing it as much as possible. If where I was any more, if where I live was any more interesting, I would just set up a live cam in front of my house to let you just watch, but nothing's happening there. If it does, I will shoot it and I will send it out. Yeah, so there's the veterans here. Let's see if are the police. Some of them are still here. Are they all still here? No, it looks like some of them have left. Yeah. Maybe, yeah. So a lot of them have left. So I don't know what that was about. For those of you who missed this part, right after I went live, it's been, reasonably quiet. Suddenly, like one police car pulled up and parked, and then another, and then another, and then another, until there were about 10 of them, all parked in the berm of this, like in the median of this street here. And it was very confusing. I was like, what the heck are they doing here? Oh, most of them are still here. Okay. I just couldn't see them. And I don't know what they're doing here. But it just seemed really weird that they all pulled up kind of all at once. And then they just sort of sitting here. And there's this group of, about four officers sitting here who seem to have something to, some of them are in ties, so they seem to have something going on. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But it is not something that you see. Some of these things you see a lot. That is not one of them. That is another one. So, anyway. Alright, we're going to do a walk over here for a minute. And there's Capitol building again. Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying there, Christopher, except that it hasn't gotten any louder or quieter. So, and again, what I did say when it happened was, this is almost certainly nothing, and I'm only probably paying attention to this because I'm already sort of looking for things to pay attention to. So I recognize that. I'm very aware of that fact. I'm very aware that, like, right now I'm looking for anomalies because there have been other anomalies. So the protest tents are right over. They're right over there. They're just right there. They're just on the other side of this monument. Yeah. So I'm very aware of that. Trying, I fully get that. No, they're not. You're gone. Don't say stupid stuff in my. You go away. All right. No, somebody just was talking about paid protesters, which is just silly. There's a great line. I don't have any mods. I was talking about this the other day. I'm having a talk with Attorney Dye tonight, and we're gonna talk about it. So, oh, there's a great line. I'm not sure if it's who it's. I know it's from. I know it's used in a movie and in a play. I don't know who it's from in real life, but it's treason is a crime invented by winners as an excuse for hanging the losers. That's how I feel about paid protesters. It's a charge that's used by people when people protest against them. It's just something you can say that is hard to disprove and easy to make yourself feel better. Okay. So, but generally pretty quiet. This is the end of the workday, so everybody's passing by on their way over to the metro or the train. There are, so we have like three or four different sets of trains that come out of here, I guess, maybe three. We've got the metro, just the subway system. We have the Amtrak train that goes through here. And then we have two different regional rails, one that goes north and one that goes south. One goes north into Maryland, one goes south into Virginia. So there's a lot of people who are all coming in here to all take their different trains to get home at the end of the day. I used to take the regional Maryland train to and from work every day. It was awesome. It was like $8 to get to Baltimore. It was so nice. Just didn't have to think about a car, didn't have to park, didn't have to deal with traffic. Veterans are still having a sit-in. I will head back over there. I'm just trying to not just give you guys one thing. And let's see. Yeah. And then a reminder that I will have another morning report tomorrow morning. I still have to go home and write. And as soon as I finish this up, I gotta go start researching the day's court filings and see what goes in the morning news. So if anybody is not following my morning report, you should be, because it's, I think, pretty good. And only mildly sarcastic. Just the occasional joke. No, I'm not live with Attorney Die tonight. I just have we're just gonna talk. I've gotten lucky. I've met a few other creators who are doing similar enough stuff to what I'm doing that we're able to kind of help each other out a bit, which is awesome, because this is a lot of work. All right, so here we are. We're back over. So if you've been watching for a little while, you'll see it's much busier now because we've got the cross through, everybody coming home from work. All the officers are still out there.
No, not here. The school shooting. 17 injured, 2 killed. That's got to be an AI.
So
Now I unless you want to sign a letter to Mango Mussolini, we need your support.
primarily postal. And I've always posted.
And then let's see here. Well, today is 8/27, so
Does anyone want a sign? Mango Mussolini. I know you guys do. Come on, nobody likes the mango.
these are some of the other events they have going on. Yeah, I was very, very, very sad about Minnesota. I did notice, if anybody hasn't noticed, that the flags are all at half staff. And they're doing a memorial. They have a lot of different stuff going on. Now, I'm not sure what I should probably ask at some point. I see them giving this phone number out to members of the military a lot. Has something to do with them. Yeah, I think half staff is for the school shooting this morning. They came out at some point today, and I got it earlier where they were all out here pulling the flags down. That's what I'm assuming. But, generally this is just 5 p.m. at Union Station. People are... Okay, so they're setting up
Go inside that building, take a look around. Look what you see how comfortable that makes you feel. Ask yourself, why is it like this? Does it have to be like this?
Yeah, I think, like I said, a lot of people we're hitting the end of the day, so I think it's just more, there's a lot of offices right there, and I think a lot of people are coming through. Now, I am going to guess, I don't know if anybody knows what's scheduled for tonight. Something is happening. But I don't know who, or I don't know what. I don't know if is that from this, or is...
I'm not sure what we're doing.
Oh,
We're doing something.
It's related to this?
Yeah,
okay.
It's us.
Just checking. All right. Okay, so this is related to these guys. I was curious whether all of the police officers were here because of whatever was on that stage, but I think the stage has to do with these guys. So, had to check. Had to find out. So I still don't know why all of these police officers are here. But I don't know. They are not, on a normal day, they would not all be here. I will tell you that. Yeah. Number there to join the movement. Don't know. There is this number here that's a GI rights hotline on the side here. I don't know. I am not with these guys. I'm out here showing you guys what's happening here and trying to provide as much of a visual as I can, but since I'm your eyes out here, I try to walk over and show you anything you want to see. This is Washington, D.C. Thank you, Christopher. I'm trying. I like I said, it's not that I don't have opinions. It's just that there's enough people around providing those. I think we need more data. So I'm going to try to give as much data as I can. Sometimes you do get my opinion. I do my best. I do my best. But I am human. All right. The sun is hitting just beautifully right now. It's very pretty out here. I hope it's coming through. It's really nice. I did did see, I have to tell you guys, I saw something last night that I kind of want to, which was I just want to share this again, not as an opinion, but as an extra data point. I think this was an interesting thing to see. It was a member of the National Guard, and once again, of course, it was on TikTok. So who knows whether it's true. So take that with a grain of salt. But what it appeared to be was a member of the National Guard in uniform saying something to the tune of, hey everybody, we're here. We understand what's going on. We're not happy about all of this either, but we're just doing what we're supposed to do here, but please know that we're trying our best to do what we can. And I don't know, it was just an interesting extra data point. I'm not conveying it very well. It was a little more eloquent and a little more nuanced, but I don't think it's, I don't mean to put it in there as a weight, but just as a piece of information that I found interesting. So, Jolly's laugh cutting through the wind. Yeah, this was one of the, I'm doing my best, like I said, to move around and stuff, but I do find myself over there a little bit more just because there's something going on. Oh, that's interesting. So we've got these little, I guess, little markers, USGS markers on the ground. Flags are flying at half-staff because of the Minnesota school event today. I don't want to say the word because you never know what's going to flag, but they came out a little while ago and pulled all the flags down to half-mast. Back to just being very, very quiet. But also just kind of aside from, this going on here and in theory, the presence of the National Guard, although I do not see them. Again, I know they're here because I've seen a few of them, but I don't see them right now. It kind of just looks like if anything, especially now that everybody's coming out of work and there's like some more people out here, it just kind of looks like a normal day. People have asked, I've shown them and been like, it's really weird how quiet it is, but this is kind of what it would look like normally. These groups of people walking around, kind of walking around and milling about. Like that's usually there's people around everywhere, but just kind of walking around, sitting down, having lunch, whatever. It's a nice big parky area, so there's a lot of that. But let's say for 5 o'clock it's still quiet. It looks more like 2 o'clock. But at least it looks a little bit more normal. When we get the groups walking through. Something there I saw just a second ago out of the corner of my eye here. I'll bring this up to you guys since you are not here to see it with me. I have seen a bit more of this, but it's interesting to see. That is a proper news setup. And I'm going to walk over and show it to you because this is not local news, guys. This is, this is Anderson Cooper doing a live drop or something. They brought in the big guns for this shoot here. There's a teleprompter and there's lighting and there's lots of equipment and this is all it looks like for one shoot here. So somebody is having a fancy shoot here. This is a full-on, mini studio. ABC News, it says. So. So again, there's your eyes on the ground. Now you can see what's happening in real time. So I don't believe. Well, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I do believe there has been some nationalization or something. So here's the problem: is that I am not entirely clear who was in charge of Union Station before today. Department of Transportation would make a lot of sense, which is already part of the federal government. Amtrak is a public-private partnership, also sort of part of the federal government. So I just don't know, but it definitely wasn't it wasn't controlled by DC. So, and I don't think I don't know what's going on, but yeah, there was a thing in Minneapolis. That's the thing. Amtrak managed it for the Department of Transportation. I see. Okay, so essentially, Department of Transportation owns it. Okay, so I don't know what the big deal transfer was. It sounds more like it was moved from one agency to another, which doesn't feel like that big of a deal, but maybe it was. Maybe it was a huge deal, and I don't know. I should probably not be speaking on that without looking that up. But I did do earlier. I did a walk through the inside just to show everybody kind of what it looks like inside. I tried to show and I'll put that up on YouTube later. But tried to show. It wasn't a great connection, so it's the best I could do. But it's tried to show some of the really, really shiny, pretty parts and some of the less pretty parts, so that you can just see as much of it as possible. It was harder to get to the part where like all the people get on and off the train, which is obviously like kind of the most abused part of the station. The closer you get to the trains, the rougher it gets. But that was also where I had the least service, so I think I lost connection in there. It would normally take legislation to make that kind of change. Okay, I see. All right. Okay. So that explains what's going on. I just. Well, it does. The thing that kind of confuses me a bit is if you're managing two different organizations, and one of them is in charge of this building, and you think the building's in bad shape, why wouldn't you just have the organization currently managing it fix it up? If you're also in charge of that one, unless you just wanted to make it dramatic, which I don't know. There also may be an answer to that question. There may very well be an answer to that question. I'm just spitballing there. So, all right, I'm going to do one more walk down over here, guys, and then I am going to cut out because I have to go home and what kind of lawyer am I? I'm a constitutional lawyer, but I'm a contracts lawyer. I've done several different things, and I was Assistant Attorney General of American Samoa, Deputy Chief of the Civil Division, which means you do a lot of different stuff. You do litigation, and then I also, just because we were understaffed for a while, I ended up having to become a prosecutor for a while too, because one of our prosecutors disappeared and I had to cover for a while. So I did that for a while, and for one glorious day, I was acting chief of both the civil and criminal divisions, which is, I am the first person to have ever done that. And it was a very, very difficult day. But happens. Well, we were on an island. We were on an island that was a 5.5-hour flight from Hawaii. And sometimes people in my department just got tired of it and jumped on a plane and disappeared. So, but people have a constitutional right to be. It's you don't necessarily always think of, people have a constitutional right to be defended, but there is a constitutional requirement that they be charged as well. And so both the prosecutor and the defense attorney are both constitutionally required. So we couldn't not have somebody there. Not Guam, American Samoa. I've heard it's like Guam, but without all of the resources. Never been to Guam though. So yeah, but I'm do a lot of con law stuff, and but right now this is what I'm doing. I decided that I was going to take some time and try to teach people, because I think this is really important. It's such a kind of a funky sky, right? We've got like a lot of blue, and then it looks like there's this big cloud, but it's beautiful. The veterans are all over here in this tent. Civics and law are incredibly important, and I felt that they were we were all being underserved in that department, so I have been trying to do it. Which is why, if anybody feels like subscribing or doing my link tree or going to any of those places and helping me do this, I would appreciate it. Because thank you for following me. That's someday I have a feeling that I'll do this long enough that I'll get a book written or something. But for now, I have not done that yet. I will note that, and I should have written down all the names of people who said that the other day. Okay, so I'm going to go do a walkthrough over here again, and then, like I said, I'm going to cut off because I have to go home and get the morning report ready for tomorrow. So, but we'll do one last walkthrough over here.
And guess what, for those of you that want to say, yeah, but what about Bill Clinton? Yeah, if he's on the list, fucking lock his ass up too. Because guess what, we don't worship him like y'all do. We're not in a cult like you.
Alright. And on the famous guys over here, right? That's who everybody wants to see. But they're getting interviewed, I think, right now. There we go, guys. Okay. All right, I am going to cut out today for the rest of the day because I got to go. I know I'm doing circles, but I got to go write this thing. Please check out the morning report. It'll be out. I try to get out early in the morning. It never is because I usually have to write something at the last minute. But tomorrow morning, check it out. It'll be all of the federal news on the federal filings in the last 24 hours. So thank you, everybody, and have a great night. Stay safe.